Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. Today is Tuesday afternoon. It is dreary and rainy, but the snow is melting, so that's good. So the weather is warming up here in northern Ohio, at least for a couple days from what I understand. Cross your fingers. I hope everybody else is getting warmer too. I know my friends in Alaska are not getting warmer, but I think the rest of the country is. So I hope that that's working out for you to warm up some and get your snow melted if you got any. So I want to welcome you to the dining room. I'm here because all my projects were down here and it was just way easier to film down here. But I have several projects, 3 finished items over the weekend, and one very exciting started project. So let's see. Let's start with, as I said, a little admin. I do want to thank everyone for coming back again and again. If you're new, thanks for being here. I hope you come back again and again. And any of my originals, my OGs, you're always here for me, and I appreciate that. I'm trying to get there. I guess that's kind of more centered. If you watched any of my recent videos, you would know that over the weekend, Amanda and I were having, my daughter, a crochet weekend. That was part of my birthday present from her, and included with that, she got me, she purchased for me this crochet kit for beginners from Crochet with Love. I guess that's, looks like she ordered it from somewhere. And you make these succulents. She wanted to learn to make amigurumis, so she gave me the kit and said, can we make these together? I said sure. So when I opened up the kit, which is a really nice kit, it comes with, you get your pattern book. This is Crochet for Beginners stitch tutorial. There might be, thought I saw, yeah, there is, you know, the QRL thing in there that helps. I think it's tutorials on the stitches. It comes with 2 very teeny tiny needles, 2.5, some stitch markers, eyes, scissors, darning needle. It's like got everything you need. We did not put the faces on ours. I completely forgot to do that. And then it comes with itty bitty, like a number 2 weight yarn. In all the colors that you need to make everything in this pattern kit. And it comes with fiber fill to be able to make the Annie's in the kit. So when I looked at this, I said to her, Amanda, this is not yarn that's gonna be conducive to learning how to make an amigurumi. You're gonna have a hard time seeing the stitches because the yarn is so thin, and it's gonna be teeny tiny, so it's gonna be hard to work with, and you got that itty bitty little needle. I said, or hook. I said, you are more than welcome to use the yarn and hooks in the kit, but I'm going to go with an acrylic, and it'll, you know, it'll be a bigger succulent, but teeny tiny yarn is going to be hard on our eyes, or hard on my eyes. I mean, not that I can't use it, and I will eventually, I think, make the little ones, and they'll be keychain size, and they'll be awesome. But I said I want to, you know, for teaching purposes, for just my own eyesight purposes, I'm going with a bigger yarn. So I just use scraps, and this is my yummy. And obviously this is the small one. They have like 2 sizes of this, if you can see that. So this is the small one. We did not do the big one. But it's big because, and the kit was good. I mean, I could understand. Amanda didn't even attempt to read it. But I could, you know, I followed the tutorial, or the pattern, I should say, and had no problem making it. And I used scraps you know, my tails and all that as I have a bag I keep all the tails in as I go. And, you know, when I'm sewing in ends. And so that's what I stuffed it with, and hers as well. And I will insert a picture somewhere of the two of them together. Hers turned out really cute as well. She did different colors. Everything is a different color. She did use some of this yarn, but she used a different green as well. I went with the mauve kind of sparkle for the basket, and hers is like a golden, no, like a dusty gold, yellow, dusty. It's a, I don't know, you'll see it. We used different color dirt. Like everything was different, but the pattern was the same, and the outcome was pretty much the same. We did work on it till like 3 in the morning, but we watched a couple of movies and we chatted, and it was a wonderful, wonderful evening. And that was on Saturday, like after dinner we started. She's also crocheting a scarf or a cowl that she's making up the pattern as she goes, because she gets bored and then just starts a different stitch. And it's a gift, so we worked on that a little bit and decided that it was going to be a cowl because she made it really wide. So I said maybe a pocket scarf, you know, and she didn't want to do that. So I think she decided to make it a cowl because she was running out of yarn. I don't have any more of that color. So we did that. And just because I'll get back to Sunday, but over the weekend I also, that was Saturday, and we worked until late, and we had a knit class on Sunday with a group of my friends, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute because this is on top of that. So this is the blanket that Angela from My Secret Yarnery, My Precious Yarnery designed for us for Boggy Creek. And obviously I'm pulling it sideways. So Angela did it, well, first of all, each section was supposed to have 5 rows. These have 4 because I don't know how to count. Sometimes when you crochet and you're half asleep, you don't realize what you're doing. Oops, this one has 5. Oh, the end ones are better, but the middle 2 only have 4. So my original thought was I'm going to go green, red, variegated, red, green, but it wasn't big enough. So I added variegated on the ends, and then I had to add border, and it wasn't wide enough. So I added more border, added like rows to the sides, like that. Let me, here, I'll stand up and show you. I'll stand behind the chair, then you can see it better. So I added some rows to the sides, but not to the top and bottom, and I think it looks fine. And it's my my version of Angela's Christmas Boggy Creek blanket. Thank you so much, Angela, for a beautiful, wonderful pattern. I love it so very much. The pattern is easy. Angela did a great job on her tutorial. I would make this again and again and again, and it's a, I guess it's a 2-row repeat, kind of. I don't know how you call it, because you got the repeat of the bobble stitches, and then you just got the fill-in, you know, in between, which is not bobble. So this is a 2-row repeat, this is a 1-row repeat, and then 2-row and then 1-row. So really easy. And I love this stitch. She called it some kind of like berry stitch or something. It's like gives you the texture of a bobble, not nearly as big of a yarn eater, and easy, you know, easy to do, but it still gives you that texture. I really like it. I like that stitch a lot. I'd never heard of it or seen it before, but she shows you how to do it, and I will have this linked in the description box below. You know, Angela's tutorial. If you don't know Angela, you're really missing out. She's wonderful. She's fun. And I enjoy her very, very much. Let me see if I can put this over here. She has lots of tutorials. She's very good at designing. So then I finished that after knit class on Sunday. I thought I was going to work on it on the way. Knit class was an hour away. We at the campground. They have a rec hall, and that's where we had the knit class. And I thought I would crochet on that on the way and get it done on the between driving there and back. Well, it was dark on the way back, so I wouldn't have been able to crochet on it. But my daughter and I were just chatting it up, and nope. I didn't crochet one stitch in the car, which is very unlike me. Usually I crochet in the car, but I did not. Now, my knit blanket, I'm going to tell you, I loved the whole everything of it, and I will make this again. It might be the pattern that I do. Chloe's boyfriend would like me to make him a nice, soft, squishy blanket. This is made with 7 weight jumbo yarn, like the Bernat blanket kind of yarn. She said if you use the big yarns that are like $25 a skein at like regular price at Joann's, and they are $25 a skein for the big ones. She said you need about 2.5. The skeins she gave us, you used 6, and it was some off-brand, like really didn't even have a label, didn't tell you the yardage, didn't tell you anything, but she said you need 164 yards. I had ordered cream color, and Amanda ordered light gray, and when she showed us a striped blanket that was like, use one ball of one color and then a whole ball of another color. And Amanda said, why don't we do that? So we switched, and now we have striped, and our blankets look very much alike. The only thing I would do different, and I really kind of like 50%, and every day it gets less, want to take it apart and remake it. My stitches are too big. You made it in 3 hours. I mean, literally start to finish under 3 hours. Everybody was done. There was like 10 or 12 of us in the class, and literally in under 3 hours we were all done. So she said make your loops like 2 inches because you're hand knitting and you got it laid out on a table. And my back was killing me. My body was so sore afterwards because I'm like leaning over this table. I felt like I was at work. That's the same position I need to deal cards in when I'm working and standing. And my legs were sore, and I'm like, maybe I don't want to remake it. If I were to remake it, or if I do indeed make mat one out of this yarn, doing this hand knitting, I would want to do it on, if you're going to stand, it would be like a higher table. Amanda's table, you sit at her dining room table is tall. Like I have to climb into the chair because I'm short. I don't necessarily like to sit at her dining room table because my feet don't reach the ground. Or if you have like a bar height, I think you could stand at bar height and then you're not leaning over. Well, at least that would be for me, because bar height would work. But then it might be too tall even, because then at some point you're rolling up the blanket as you go, so it's not hanging on the floor and falling off. So then you're working over it. So maybe with practice I could work at the opposite side instead of working in front of me with the blanket in front of me. Maybe I could sit on the opposite, put the blanket on the opposite side of a regular table and work it. I probably could. You just have to like work backwards that way. And I mean, it's not that hard. Pull up a loop and stick the other end through it. But she was having us pull up loops that were 2 inches high. So like the size of your finger, she said. She said if you go too small, then they stand up. Well, if you get one that stands up and you pull a little too hard on one end, you lose the previous stitch. Or the next stitch. Like it pulls it because it's knitting. And there's no hook, no needle or string or anything in there to save your stitches, like when you're using needles and a lifeline. There's no lifeline. So you have to know how to fix the stitch if you screw it up. So it's a little, the holes are bigger than what I like. Two of the women who know how to knit, they did it smaller. Their stitches are closer together and their blankets look way, way better. And the one woman did hers all in cream and it was gorgeous. And the other one did hers all in like a burgundy and it was gorgeous. And Amanda and I both like our striped blankets and we like that they match. We're like, oh, aren't we cute? But we're both like, yeah, they're really pretty, all solid color. So it's really tall. It's taller than me and drags on the floor when I got my arms up. So I'm just going to kind of fold it in half. So this is like half, and you see it's the stitches are just too big. I need them to be smaller. If they're smaller and they're tighter together, it looks so much nicer. And the more I play with it, I think the looser it gets. I thought maybe, like, you know, I pulled something off my knitting machine and I can pull it and tighten it up. This isn't doing that. So anyway, I still love it. It's very soft. It's very squishy. It's very heavy and it's very warm. So I put it on the back of the couch and I will put, I think I took a picture. So I'll show you a picture of it on the back of the couch. But even on the back of the couch, you can tell that the stitches are too big. Even my husband said, how come it's got so many holes in it? I'm like, yeah, that was the one thing I didn't like. It's only 22 stitches across. I don't know how many rows up. And you can't tell, like if you ended your yarn here, you just picked up the next color. I think actually right here. But when you look at the whole blanket all over, you can't tell. You really and truly can't tell. So, will I frog it and start over? Probably not. To be honest, probably not. Will I make another one? I'm pretty sure I will. I'll have to get the yarn, you know, because I just don't generally buy that yarn. I know I just bought some, but it's a 6-weight. I don't have any 7-weight. Because I'm like, what do you make with that, and how do you make? Like, that would be hard to pull that through on a hook. You know, like to crochet with it, like you're gonna have to tug to get that through. So I don't have any because I don't even like to really crochet with blanket yarn to make a blanket because my arm gets tired. You know, you got to use that big huge hook and tug on the yarn. Sorry, I need to hydrate. So that all being said, I would do it again, and I definitely have to look for a really good sale because, well, 2.5 skeins, you'd have to buy 3. Regular price, you're looking at $75. Now, she did say that she makes these and she sells these at craft fairs for $120 a piece. Well, that's not so bad if she's getting the yarn on sale and, you know, you put 3 hours in and make 120 bucks. That's not such a bad gig. Hers was a lot nicer looking. Her stitches were, you know, the right size. I think she just wanted to make sure we weren't losing stitches everywhere and having a mess. And she did a good job with that. She was a really good teacher. I would take a class from her again, and I think I will. She has other classes that she offers in the area of the camper, not the area of my house. So over the summer, I think, or in the spring, she's doing some classes at a local winery, local to the camper. And I might sign up for some of those. Macrame. She's making, one of them is making a wreath. And I'm, I like that. So I might sign up for that class. So that was my crochet mostly for over the weekend. Now, I also started, when I finished the Boggy Creek Christmas blanket, I started working on Donna Cooper's pattern. Now, this is the pattern that Donna did. And it is a modified pattern from Crochet Grandma. Donna did some modifications to it, and look at how beautiful this is. Now, the pattern is fabulous. There is nothing wrong with the pattern, but I can't make it look this pretty. Donna is a much more talented hooker than I. Her stitches are perfect, and she's got all these beautiful little hearts all lined up. I mean, it just looks like beautiful little hearts. Maybe I haven't gone into it far enough, but I tried it with that yarn I bought to make this. And that was a cotton, mostly cotton yarn, cotton polyester, but it was real soft, and I took it upstairs. I pulled it out. It looked horrible. I was using a 6mm hook because the yarn called for a 6.5, and I'm like, wow. And it was a 4-weight worsted. It didn't look anything near this. So then I thought, well, this yarn seems very thin to me. But I emailed Donna, and she told me it's a 4 worsted, so I believe her. In her pattern, she put 4 ply, and I think she meant 4 worsted, and I thought she meant 4 ply, so I was looking then for smaller yarn, so I went to a 2-weight yarn and used a 4mm hook, and it looked much better, but it wasn't this gorgeous. So now I have picked my colors. This is for sure the yarn I want to use. It is a 4 worsted, and this is just a sample. I went from going the full pattern width to, we're going to try it out first. And this is a 4-weight, and I do have all the repeats, but not repeated with every color, as many as it should. And it's getting closer. It's just that mine is very stiff. So I'm getting, like, Donna's has 0, like, her stitches are all, I mean, there are holes in it. You can see, you know, that there's holes at the points and at the valleys. There should be little holes, you know, here and there. Mine has a lot more granny stitch look to it than Donna's does. Donna, I don't know what you did, that yours is so not granny stitch looking, and mine looks like a granny square. That's not square. So I did do this with, as I said, 4 worsted. This is Craft Smart yarn in the brights. This is Craft Smart yarn in the white, and this is kind of like a Red Heart Super Saver in the light pink. This pink is this bright pink is very stiff, and I really like the colors. I think because I wanted to make every month a Boggy Creek blanket themed for the holiday of the month. So the Christmas blanket is done, but I didn't really do one for January because what's the colors for New Year's? I don't know. And I was still finishing up the January one. I mean, it's not that I will for sure do one every month, but I'd like to do one with at least the major holidays. Or the, you know, major ones that kids would care for. So anyway, in February next month is Valentine's, and with this having this heart look to it, you know, when you hold it up like this, it gets that, like, reminds me of hearts anyway. I thought, oh, the pink would be so cute, but this pink is very stiff, and I'm sure it'll wash looser. So I'm going to go with it, but I might go up a hook size just to like a 4.5, because mine does not have any drape like Donna's does. So I might go to a 4.5 and just have bigger holes. I'm not sure about that. What do you think? I'm working on it today, so I'll let you know how it worked out. I think I'm gonna finish this row of bright pink in the 4mm hook, and then I'm going to do the second row, the next row. I'm going to start a 4.5 and just work this a couple more times just to see if it gets a little softer feeling. But I think the stiffness that I'm feeling in it now is, I usually crochet pretty tight, so it might be that. And this pink I think the bright pink just has a stiffness to it that the white doesn't have, and it's the same brand of yarn. So, so we'll see what happens. But I think those will be pretty fun colors for my February Boggy Creek edition Valentine's design. And then the next month, after that for March, you know, I would want to do something in the greens. And then we got April, you know, pastels for Easter. And then May and June. So May, July, and September, the holidays in our patriotic holidays in the U.S. So maybe I'll do one that's like red, white, and blue, mostly red, and then one that's mostly white, and then one that's mostly blue for that, or just do the same darn ones. I don't know, but that's my idea. If there isn't and if I keep up with it, you know, if I can keep up with it, it might just be that, you know, oops, we're not doing anything for June because I got to finish up the ones from the previous month. Who knows? But that's kind of what I was hoping to do this year for Boggy Creek is a blanket a month with the holiday themed color scheme. So there's that. Donna, your pattern is fabulous. I love your design. I hope that I can do it justice and get something that looks similar. I am going to forward it to Jax because you gave me permission to do so, and have her test it, and then she can tell me she's much better crocheter than I am, and she can say, hey, this is what you did wrong, dum-dum. And I would appreciate that. Or if you can tell yourself, Donna, I don't know why mine, I just want to think that I need to go up like a half a size on the hook, go to a 4.5. And I think that'll solve the stiffness problem, because yours is so nice and drapey and mine is so not. But there you go, that's what you got. Donna did email me and say that she was the other pattern that I like so much with the flowers on it, that she also modified. She's working on that one to get us a pattern if anyone would like that as well, once she gets it done and then I get it done. But, you know, life goes on, and she's got things going on in her life too. So I told her, don't rush, because I got to finish this one before I could do another one. Well, you guys, that's all I have. I've taken up a half an hour of your time. Let me know what you think about the colors and the hook size, and I'll let you know if it worked out. Donna, if you have suggestions on how I can make mine to look as gorgeous as yours, also let me know that. And maybe it just needs to be bigger. You know, I just started swatching to get close, and colors and yarns, and you know, so I am enjoying it very much, and I hope you guys enjoy the journey as well. I will see you in the next video. I think it actually will be a live tomorrow night with Billy and Nancy. I think we're going to do Boggy Creek live finally. We've been missing out. It's been a minute since I've been on one because I had life distractions. And I have 5 or 6 boxes of Boggy Creek blankets, so that's pretty good. And 2 blankets that I've made that aren't counted in, besides the Christmas one, to get added into the count. I heard last week, last time we were live, there was over 700. Well, they were live and I was not. I was working. So that's so awesome, you guys. I'm so proud of everyone. All right, I think that's it. I think I really am going to go this time. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Be there or be square. Don't forget to give Billy the thumbs tomorrow, and the likes and the shares and the comments. And we appreciate you all so very much. And don't forget to do that for me too. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.